I will see you soon in the new year.
As you rightfully heard from the CEO of Ju.com, Ju Exchange, for all our new partners, we want to welcome you. For those that are already familiar with this opportunity, just put a one in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and start the breakdown. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone that is on here. I just want to introduce myself briefly. The name is Kojo. Most of you know me as Blockchain Kojo. As you know, we've been in this crypto space day in and day out, every single day over the last, I would say, 5 years for myself. And it's been a great experience. It's a great networking opportunity. I've met so many people that I hold dear, people that have taught me a lot as I grew in this space, people that are impacting my life on a daily, and a lot of members who have impacted my journey. We are all a part of a community where we look for projects to, invest in, diversify, earn some money in crypto, sometimes significant amounts, sometimes just enough to go by. And sometimes we have seen, being able to create wealth in a way that we haven't been able to create outside of this crypto space. So we know it works. The system works, right? And in any thing you do, you want to get the information. So here, that's why we're here to share the information. Nothing here is financial advice, right? Quick disclaimer, we are talking about cryptocurrency, so there is volatility. The market has been plagued with a lot of bad actors. And so many people kind of have their guard up. But if you're in that position, I want you to know that you can literally put your guard down and allow the information to be absorbed. You are in the right place. We are dealing with an ecosystem that has started from the last 13 years ago since inception. It was a centralized exchange that started off in called JBank or GBEX, right? You guys, you can correct me if I'm wrong, right? And then it grew into what was called juchain, right? I remember a few months ago, a friend of mine invited me to trade futures, and he said, "Yo, I have this exchange. They're running this promo. They have this token that is gonna pump massively." He ended up making over $30,000 trading this token, and the token was the Jew token, right, on the Jew coin at the time, and then now they're called Jew.com. So I know this exchange is very formidable. It's been around for years. In fact, the last 24 hours, they've done $24 billion in trading volume. You heard me right, 24 billion in trading volume. Now, when you go on ahead to coin market cap, um, and then we actually want to go here first. And you look at the exchange, right? You get a lot of more information about the exchange. They tell you everything, right? 2013, everything we just said. Here's what's very important. Recently acquired by Exo Digital Holdings. Now, this company has multiple licensing in different jurisdictions, which they're adding to what Jew.com has. Jew.com has, they've partnered. They are all over the place when it comes to crypto. In fact, if you know about Origin, LGNS, and WebKey, they were actually advertised even inside of this exchange I'll show you. Currently, they're focused on AI, deepin, real-world assets, and the list goes on and on and on, sitting on $500 million, folks. Almost $500 million in reserves. That is the kind of company that we are dealing with, right? They've done in the last 24 hours $2 billion in spot trading volume. This is who we are working with. We're going to look at their new product, okay? So when you come under under the new board section of the exchange, you go to Stake J, right? So they had a system where you can stake the Jew token, right, and get access to early opportunities. Now, how many of you know about Origin LGNS? Put an O in the chat if you're aware about this project. They've been around almost 3 years. In fact, they are currently touching 3 years in about a month or two, right? Since their inception, when they started, they were paying out rewards of 7,900% APR. 7,900%. Okay, now Origin, as we know, is one of the most successful staking projects recently that we have seen. Almost in the last 3 years, they've been paying out rewards every single day. Their token had an all-time high of 80 something dollars, currently at $5 or less. So it's kind of on a decline, right? So you always want to be part of those that got in early. Right now, you're gonna earn even less than 600%, I believe, per year. So you want to always timing is everything in crypto. Let's look at WebKey. WebKey was also advertised, right? Ju.com for many years had been focused on the Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Asian market. So a lot of these big crypto projects you hear, Moonpig, right? These are all Asian grown projects, right? And Ju.com is also behind the success because they shared it to their millions of users on their exchange, okay? Now you look at WebKey. WebKey started with 16,000% APY, APR. 16,000%. Today they are paying around 1,000% a year. Just 1,000%. How did we miss the boat? In fact, when I heard about this, it was at an event that happened in Los Angeles. The foundation behind both Origin and WebKey is one foundation that helped lead to this success. Had an event in Los Angeles, and there was a gentleman who's already earning about $8 million a month from Korea, and he got into this opportunity from the beginning. We heard about it almost a year and 7 months from when it launched, right? Fast forward, today we are here. We have JBank. Okay, now JBank is a upgraded smart contract. They also started out in the Asia region. They tested it out. They called it a pre-launch phase just to see how things work, fix all the little glitches and errors. Around 8,000%, I believe they started, readjusted, and they found a fine line where they need to launch at. So they upgraded this smart contract, sent it to Certic for the audit, and this thing launched on um, in November, right? Code security is at 90%, right? They launched in November of 2025, 5 months old. Folks, you don't have to wait 3 years. You don't have to wait 2 years. 5 months old. We are getting in one of the largest, most successful type of ecosystems, which is the Olympus DAO model of staking, backed by an exchange that's been around since 2013. And the entire ecosystem is built on their own blockchain. They're earning all the money from the fees on their own blockchain. They're not giving it away to somebody else's blockchain. See how their blockchain token just over the last 3 months has created over 10x return for people holding the token. Over 10x from just holding the gas fee token, right? We saw what happened with BNB, Solana, and all the likes, right? Now here they have their own app, which is they have their own exchange, right? Also within the same app, you have their own Web3 wallet, just like Token Pocket MetaMask. And inside the same app, they have their own payment service, like Google Pay and all these kind of Square or whatever they call it, right? The JBank is a decentralized Web3 self-custody banking protocol launched by the Jew Exchange. You control your funds. You control your profits. You control your withdrawals. There's no company, there's no owner. In fact, the CEO can say all she wants. She does not control the technology. It's the blockchain, right? So as trust in traditional finance declines, we know everyone is looking for the new change, which is blockchain technology. Now listen, the JU functions as a sovereign digital asset, while JBank serves as its liquidity core. We are the ones providing the core liquidity needed on this entire blockchain. Your blockchain is less than a year old, less than 1 year. It turns 1 year next month. All these ecosystems they have, all these products on their blockchain. The most popular project is JBank, right? That's the one also paying the best rewards at the moment. And what are these rewards? Folks, we have looked high and wide, and there's no one paying us as well. That's what we're going to see here. So this is how the staking model works. We swap our USDT for JUP. All this happens in the engine behind the scenes. We just collect rewards every day. Up to 2,500% is what we are collecting, right? So you have the options to to grow your crypto over a year through compounding, over 6 months through compounding, or you can just withdraw profits on a daily basis. Once again, you control your staking, you control your profits, you control your withdrawals. Okay. Now, there's three ways that we stake, right? The first is the option where there is no lock on your contract, meaning that your principal has no lock. You can put it in today and 5 minutes later take out your principal. No fee on that. Okay. Now, this here you earn 0.1% every 8 hours. Okay. That when you add it all up in a day, you earn 0.3% a day. You can withdraw every 8 hours, or you can wait for the day to end and collect all of it at once. Now, your profit, your principal is in a principal wallet, your staking contract. Your profits are paid to you in a separate wallet called the profit wallet. Whenever you do not withdraw profits every 24 hours, your profits earn the same amount as your principal. So that is where we say compounding, because as long as you haven't made a withdrawal, that day you see that you earn profits also on top of your profits. Can you imagine that? And you don't have to do anything. Everything here is automated. In a month, you earn 9.41%. In 6 months, you'd have earned 71.5% through this compounding. And in a year, you would have literally created a two-time return. So here we look at an individual who started off with, for example, let's just say $10,000, right? And then in a year, your $10,000 would grow to, we'll call it 20,000. Now remember, their principal they could always remove at any time. So here, this individual made 20,000 in profit in a year through compounding and takes out his 10,000 as well. Now the next option, you choose a 180-day lock period, meaning that your principal is locked for 180 days. Okay. So the same individual, right? Somebody comes in, puts in $10,000 in staking. They're going to earn 0.2% a day, right? The minimum you can stake is $50. Okay. I'm just using a number that can allow me to calculate things much easier. Okay. The minimum you can stake is $50. So anyone can stake 50 in all three and be active. Now, the 180 days, you earn 0.2% a day. Sorry, every 8 hours. So in total, you earn 0.6% a day. 0.6% a day. Okay. Now, same thing here. You earn 0.6% every day on your principal. But here on your profits, this is what you got to know. On your profits, right? Your 0.6%, you can also earn in your profits. If you don't withdraw any profit every day, you're earning 0.6%. If you withdraw the next day, if you don't withdraw, you earn 0.6%. So you will always make money on your profits if you wanted to compound, but then you can always withdraw every day. So here you earn 19.7% a month on the 180-day contract, 19.7% a month. In 6 months, you have eliminated all your risk and more. In fact, you can do it much sooner. We'll show you through the compounding calculator. We're in about a space to maybe 4 months or less, you can already break even and have no risk in this platform. In 6 months, you have doubled that. Okay, 200%. In 1 year of compounding, you have 8 times what you started with. So this same individual that started with $10,000, a year later, comes in and withdraws $80,000. And guess what? They still get their principal as well. Now, the next is the 365 day. This is where everyone is excited about, right? We make the most, period. We're all here to win. So, you can run in a car, right? Or you can run on your foot. You can drive a car. You can take a plane. They will all take you to your destination and no one is judging. I just believe one gets there faster than the other, right? And that's what we call asset accumulation. So here you see that you earn 0.3% every 8 hours, meaning that every day you earn 0.9% a day. You have three stakes here, right? First one earns you 0.3% a day with no lock on your principal. The second one is a 180-day lock on your principal. You earn 0.6% a day. The third is a 365-day lock on your principal. You earn 0.9% a day. You can withdraw that anytime you want if you let it grow, right? So let's say you don't, you said, okay, you know what? I just want to see what's going to happen in 30 days. And then I'm going to come make a withdrawal. So you let it rock in 30 days. Your profits will also earn 0.9%. Can you imagine that? So in 30 days, you come back and you have 30.9%. In 6 months, you have four times what you started with. In 1 year, you have 25 times what you started with. Let me explain again, folks. In 6 months, you earn 400% more tokens. You are now earning more than most projects that pay out in 1 year. You're doing it in 6 months, right? So this $10,000 would end up with $250,000 worth of tokens in 1 year. Not everyone is going to compound. Those that are, they are going to get these results. Those that choose to withdraw daily will get the results that they choose daily, and those that choose to withdraw monthly will get that 30.94% monthly. Those that choose to wait every 6 months to take our withdrawals will have four times the money they put in every 6 months. Once again, those that let it compound throughout the year, 25 times. So you have the option to stake multiple contracts in one account. So someone can say, you know what, I have $1,000 I want to put in for 1 year. I'm never going to take it out. Then I'm going to put 10,000 in and I want to take my rewards every day because I want to use that to pay my bills. And in fact, I want it in a 180-day lock because in 6 months, I want to be able to take out all my 10,000 and put it back where I took it. Or I'm going to put it in the flexible. So as I get paid every day, I take what I'm getting paid. But anytime I feel like I want to use my principal for something else, I could take it out. You have all these options. Now, all of this profits is dependent on if the price of the coin stays the same. You will always earn these percentages. That has nothing to do with price. You're earning tokens. Now, the dollar value can change. Tomorrow, this could go up 20% more because the coin went up 20% more. The next day, it could go up 50% more. Over the course of the year, it could go up 20 times more if the coin is going to go up that more. It can also go down 50% less, 20% less, 80% less, which we would say is very, very unlikely. And I'll show you why as we go through this project. There's been about four different, we call it structures put in place in this smart contract that prevents whales from dumping, that prevents whales from accumulating this token that are not staking in the project, and mechanisms that ensure burning, reduction of supply, all these different things, they're all embedded in this ecosystem, right? So this is what we can earn on a daily basis. Now, real quick, let's see if we can find the compounding calculator. All right. Okay, now you want to compound, right? Let's say you started with $1,000. You're earning 0.9% a day. Now you want to do this for how long, right? We don't know the time yet, but let me just put 4 months. Let's see what happens with 4 months. Let's see 4 months. Now you compounding, you reinvest every day. Okay. All right, let's go. Calculate. Folks, in 4 months, you have 198%. So let's even reduce it. 4 months is that's a lot. Let's do it in 3 months. Because we just want to get to 100%. right? So 3 months, it didn't 3 months is still more. We'll do 70 days. We'll do 80 days. Close, close, close. So we'll take 78 days. 77. That's the magic number. 77 days. Is that it? 77 days it is. Folks, in 77 days, you make back what you put in, right? It's close. So we'll take it as it is. You make back what you put in 77 days. Whether it's 10,000, 5,000, 20,000, 100,000, you make it back in 77 days. You once again, we are not dealing with a product that just came out of nowhere. We are working with a 13-year-old exchange who has been behind the success of multiple projects in the crypto space. And today they have their own that you get to be a part of. Right? Now let's talk about withdrawals. When it comes to withdrawals, this is one of the first mechanisms in place to ensure that this ecosystem doesn't go through a pump and dump. Let me show you. Okay? So we're going to look at the charts. And I'm going to share this as well in the Zoom so you can track the price of the token. We are staking what is called the JUP token. This is the token of JBank. Okay, we'll talk about the utility behind it. But currently it's at $9.61. After that pre-launch phase we spoke about, right? This is what happened. People were making a lot of tokens. They were selling. But even with that, did the price go to zero? Let's take a look. Went all the way down. Try to pump it back up. Came down. More deposits came, right? As more deposits comes, more sales, a lot of deposits, more sales. Now we see deposits and sales, but it just doesn't go down no more. It just wants to keep going up. The price as low as $8.40. The price as low as $8.40. That is about 40% or less drop from where it started off. And today, we got in around 3 weeks ago, it's climbing up. It hit recently over what, yesterday or something? Yeah, $10. We finally went past $10, folks. We said this on the last few Zooms. $10 retrace and goes back 11. Retrace goes back to 12. Your assets that you're accumulating so much of the tokens at a faster rate, and you have the opportunity to benefit from the price change. Timing is everything. A lot of people wait to get into projects at the top and they get dumped on. You get to start at the bottom. Okay. So here, let's talk about withdrawals real quick. So now you earn your profits, you want to withdraw. Remember, profits go in a separate wallet and they can also earn more profits if you just leave them here, right? But anytime you want to pull it out, just come and hit claim. It's just that simple. No one is controlling anything except for you. Your wallet, your keys, your control. You hit claim, you have two options. First option, there's a 25% withdrawal fee. I recommend this option to everyone because the minute you hit claim, all your tokens will leave the Profit wallet and they immediately start to get released to you so you can sell or hold. But they will not release everything at once as part of the mechanism. Throughout 20 days, you will get released every day for 20 days. Okay. That is the ecosystem. That's how it works, right? So every day they release these tokens. Now, this 25%, half of this fee is instantly removed from circulation and destroyed, meaning that all those tokens in the fees are destroyed. When we say destroyed, they are deleted from the system or put in a null wallet, right? and no one has access to those tokens, but all the liquid, the money stays in the contract. The other half is put back inside the system, so there's tokens for people to sell and to buy and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Here you can see the next option, it will take 180 days of release, meaning that every day you're going to get your coins. Every day, there is no day no one doesn't receive a single piece of their token. It's just going to take you longer to get the whole thing. So we recommend the 20-day option. Okay, so let's show you a clear example so everyone understands. So you're on this call today, you invested 10,000, right? You waited for the end of the month, 30 days, and you made 30% profit. That's $3,000 worth of tokens. Now, when you hit claim, you went and hit claim, there was a 25% fee instantly, and all the tokens left the profit wallet and are now coming into your hands. It's going to be $2,250 worth of tokens that you are going to receive. Instead of getting all 2025 that very day, the system divides it into 20 pieces so that you will get $112 every day for that 20 days. So that one time withdrawal you made at the end of the month of 30%, right? That came out as 2,200. By the end of 20 days, you would have got the whole 2,250. But you're going to get it every day. Now, this prevents large sales, which keeps the price healthy, momentum healthy. But you still get paid. So through this mechanism, number one, this is how this smart contract safeguards our token from pumping and dumping, which is what the other projects do not have. Now, let's go on to, well, these are four reasons why you should be a part of this. But I believe at this point, if you've made it from beginning to now, you already know why you should be a part of this, right? There's definitely there's a lot of validating statements here that I think when we take this out to our communities, in fact, it would make it so easy for everyone to want to be a part of this, especially those who have been in crypto already and are truly tired of all these projects that come with bad intentions. Because that's what really has bothered us in this space. A lot of good projects came from a lot of people who only had bad intentions in this crypto space. Today, we get to work with a trusted exchange. They've been around for a long time, and we are using a trusted staking model. This Olympus DAO model is successful. We've seen it work for Olympus DAO since 2021. We've seen it work for Origin over the last almost 3 years, and we are going to see it work for JBank. They've already built a foundation of trust, transparency, and long-term stability. I think this is what people really want. Right? The next is we get paid every 8 hours. So that's easy, right? You make money every 8 hours. Let's talk about the token, right? The JUP token, which can only be found on your blockchain. It cannot be found on any other place. Do not just go type it online and lose your money to a fake coin. It cannot be found anywhere else except for the smart contract. JUP is the future payment token of the entire Jew ecosystem. Folks, are you hearing what's going on? That is the utility, which is going to drive real use and real demand. This is not coming from me. This is coming from official material provided by JBank. Real demand and long-term value. And this is where they drop a secret, right? They're telling us something very important. They said early participation. And I think they should have put this in bigger letters so people can see, right? Early participation in JBank puts you and I at the very heart of this. We are the ones that will make the most because we are getting started and we are understanding this opportunity is early, and anyone around the world can get started. It's not a $200, $500, $50 minimum to get started. Right? So, folks, I hope this is where you have been impacted. Now, there's something I want to share with you real quick. When you go on the website, you need to get a link from your sponsor. So, everyone, get with your sponsor. They will send you a link. Once you get on the page, it will bring you here. You will find your sponsor's wallet address in here. Your link will be showing up here, but you cannot do anything until you bind. You are going to need this token to pay for gas fee, the JU token to pay for gas fee. You only need about 40 cents to last you more than a month. Okay. But you're going to need the gas fee token. So the person who sends you the link, they will send you like 30 cents or 40 cents to pay for your fees. Okay. Then you're going to get your USDT. Okay. You need USDT to participate. Once you finish the binding, you need to have USDT. The USDT has to be on their blockchain. What is the easiest way to get it on there? Because USDT comes in different jerseys. Some days it is called USDT Tron, TRC20, right? And it would never work on Ethereum. Some days you have USDT Ethereum and it would never work on Binance. And then you have USDT BEP20, which will never work on Solana. Every blockchain has its type of token that it can receive. On here, you need to switch the jersey of your USDT to the one for juchain blockchain. And we do this through the bridge. You click on bridge. All of this, you're doing it through your inside of your wallet. Remember, inside of your MetaMask, Token Pocket, SafePower wallet, it's where the coins are. It's where you open these links in. You would switch over from USDT BEP20, right? Put the amount, and then you would bridge. Okay, once it's done bridging, it will show the receipt here. So you keep doing it until you see the receipt, right? Then you can also move your Ethereum USDT and put it in the juchain. Once that is done, you would come over to buy the token. You swap, right, your USDT for the staking token, and you would then stake. Remember, you have three options. 365, you make the most, 180 days, or flexible. You get to choose. Now, there is a current promotion going on, official promotion from corporate themselves. And that is for every member who stakes $3,000 or more, you're going to receive the JBank Visa business card for free. You heard me right. They have powered or partnered with a bank called GAT Bank. This is GAT Bank, an investment bank, a global liquid bank, regulated, licensed in multiple jurisdictions. They usually focus on fintech companies and large institutions that need servicing in banking. So it's a very, very big bank. And we get to access their banking system for free all through JBank. But you have to stake at least $3,000 worth of their token. 300 JUP at $9.60 is about 2,900 and something dollars. Okay. Once you stake, you will earn 0.9% every day, okay, that you can spend on your card. You just hit apply for the card, okay? So your card is paying you to live your life in your own terms, right? Whereas you paying these banks to use your card, the JBank card pays you because your stake in JBank will make rewards that you can spend on the card they give you for free. For free. And it's a physical card. They will mail you a physical card to your address, whether you're in Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, the Netherlands, um, USA, Asia, Malaysia, right? India, Caribbean. They will mail you your card. Just go ahead, apply. You can deposit USDT on the card, either the BEP20, ERC20, or the Tron version. Their fees is only 1.5% and a monthly $1 fee. When it comes to spending, it doesn't matter what business you do, who you are around the world. I don't think you're spending $500,000 a day, right? Whether you're buying machines from China, whether you're importing goods and services, whether you're building real estate projects and you're paying for it on your card, I think $500,000 a day is good enough. So that is the limit you get. Once again, all for being a part of this community. And also, our team, we are running our own promo, right? If you deposit $3,000 worth of tokens to stake and you apply for this card, you will receive $150 either USDT or JUP. You get this from myself, so please get with the person that invited you. My sponsor, who's on this call, and myself, we came together to put this promotion out for our team. I'll get to highlight him at the end of this call. Now, let's look at the compensation plan real quickly before we leave. Right? We get paid four different ways for sharing this opportunity. The first way is that everyone here will earn 10% from the profits of their directs. If you share with me and I earn 1,000 a day, you get $100 every day, period. Whether you have a team or not. One, if I'm just one member you shared with, two people, whoever you share with, you earn 10% from their daily ROI. But you need to have your own funds staked as well, at least $50 minimum. Okay. Now, when you hit the ranks, you get paid up to unlimited levels. You see, there's the project called WebKey, which is also a staking project. The leader from Korea is earning from 15 levels and makes over $8 million a year, a month, sorry, a month, right? 8 million. I know some people cannot even imagine that kind of profit exists, but if you're in crypto, you understand this is where the money is made, right? The traditional stuff is not going to get you there as fast as crypto will, right? So he's doing that on 15 levels. Now imagine you're in a position and you do less the volume that he does. Because of the unlimited levels, you can make significant amounts of crypto here. Same rank bonus. So if someone is at the same rank as you, you're not left out, okay? There's two main rules that we want to learn. Now, this rule here is one of the mechanisms that prevents the token from dumping. This specific mechanism here. So this is mechanism number two. Okay. Or number three. The number one being you can buy the token anywhere else except for the smart contract. Number two being when you earn staking profits, there's the 25% burning uh, withdrawal fee. Number three, commission cap. Okay. Now here, this is what it says. Every time you earn profits from your commissions, this is only affecting commissions. Your staking is not affected. Okay. Once you earn four times what you have in your staking, you are now required to burn more tokens. So for every $1 that you have staked, they will allow you to earn up to, or let me put it this way, the smart contract stops you at earning from 4 JUP, right? There's no person in control. So let's use the right verbiage, right? The smart contract stops you from earning at 4 JUP. So let's say I get to this point, I'll have to burn 1 JUP. So now I can earn four more. So for every four, I'll have to burn one. For every four, I'll have to burn one. Now, this burning means I buy the token and I put it in the burn contract. Now, The tokens are removed from the system. The liquidity goes back in the smart contract. Less supply, more demand with good liquidity. That is the system that we have here. Okay. So this is just to let you guys know how long term this thing is designed. Now we get paid every 8 hours, right? We know that already. So let's dive into it. First rank is called the V1. V1 means you have a team that has staked up to $2,000 or more. That's it. Just that amount. As little as 2,000, you hit the first rank. You earn 10% from your directs, right? We know that that's for everyone. It doesn't matter what rank. Everyone earns 10% from the ROI of their directs. But a bonus that you get is that you earn an extra 10% from the team's daily ROI. So if they earn $20 a day, you get 10%, $2 every day. V2, you have $10,000 in team volume. They earn $100 every day. You get 20%, $20 every day, $600 a month for just 10,000 in volume, not a one-time bonus. Every month collect $600. V3, 20,000 in team staking. Guess what? 30%. If they earn $200 a day, 30%, $60, $60 times 30 days, $1,800 a month. You build a team one time and you get paid every day, every week, every month. Now, starting from V3, they have something called the new group sale bonus. That means that once you hit V3, and for example, 4,000 in volume gets added to your team the next day, that $4,000 alone, they will pay you rewards from that extra. So whatever the 4,000 earns, they'll pay you 5% of the ROI. If another 6,000 gets added, they'll pay you 5% of the ROI of the 6,000. Anything that gets added before the next rank, they will keep paying you extra on top of the 30%, on top of the 10% you get from the team's profits. The next rank, V4, you have 60,000 in volume. You are now at 40%. But let's understand something, right? So this is you. You have one leader here, and this leader goes ahead and brings a V4. Okay? So they don't have to be your directs. And you have this leader here who is a V3. And then you have some people that invested but didn't build a team. Okay? So this is an example of a structure. We're going to break it down. Okay. Now from rank 1 to 4, you can do it with just one team member, and they could go ahead and bring all the volume, and you could be V4. Okay, 60,000 in volume, you have V4. V5, you need two teams. So this way, you need to have at least two teams to max the comp plan. You have 100,000 in volume, one V4, one V3, you add 50%. Okay, but understand, 50% only if there was no one else ranked. All these percentages, you get the whole thing if there's no one else ranked in that line. But here you have a V4. So you get 50 minus 40, 10% of all the profits from this V4's team. You get 10%. Now the V3, 50 minus 30, you get 20% of all the profits from this V3 person's team. 20%. Then for the other members that are here that haven't ranked up, if they, for example, let's say they put all together, they put 100,000. Here in this two teams, you also have 100,000. But here alone, you have another 100,000. They earn $1,000 a day. You're gonna get 50%, 500 every day, times 30 days, that is $15,000 a month on just 100,000 in volume. $15,000 a month on just 100,000 in volume. And then whatever you earn from all of this as well, this is what JBank can do. This is why our team is moving aggressively. In fact, we have popped ranks every 3 days since when we got started. We have people already at V4, countless at V4. V3s, easy. V1s and V1s almost every day. We get a V1. Every 3 days, let's put it that way. And then every 3 days, we're getting V2s, and every week, we're getting V2s as well, right? So the ranks continue, V7, V8, V9, V10, and V10 plus. We are going to have a call with one leader from Malaysia who's already V10 on his way to V10 plus. He has more than 4 million in volume, currently earning well over $100,000+ a month. It took him only 7 to 8 months to get to a point where he's earning well over $100,000+ a month. That means you and I, in the next 4 to 5 months, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, can either make above 10,000 a month or way over 100,000 a month. It's possible. The road to success has already been defined. You just have to walk and live in it by taking action. That is how you elevate, by taking action. Okay. So we've been through the comp plan, folks. This is how it works. Now we know the V10s and V10 plus, they get more benefits from the system. So we're going to get there, right? We're going to get there with time. Now, real quick, want to go over some numbers. Now, folks, these numbers are not guaranteed. The price could actually go up and it could be way higher. But one thing is for certain, if you don't put in the work, you will not achieve these results. This is limited to only those that are willing to share, right? Where you can earn hundreds a day, a month, a week, whatever. Here you can see a V3 doing $2,000 a month. V5s, 10,000 a month. Folks, this is the magic number. In fact, if you can earn 5 to 10,000 a month, I believe you are on your way to financial freedom, because if you have money coming in from your job, your business, mean that you can invest more now, diversify real estate, e-commerce, this, that, travel, right? Imagine you earn 5,000 a month you never had to work for. You could travel every month. Those of you that are close to retirement, you can travel every month to a different country, right? V5s, right? We see V6 doing a lot well, right? V7s. In fact, go guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here, put your future rank that you want to be at in the next 3 or 6 months, depending on what you think you're capable of, right? Or let's just say 6 months. Put your future rank that you want to be at in the next 6 months. If you could pick your own income 6 months from now, what would you choose as the bare minimum you should be earning 6 months? Put it in the chat. Because we also have a promo where we give away free crypto to people that participate in our Zooms, right? So pick a rank, pick a number that you think, if you're looking at these numbers today, V8, for those of you that were looking for higher amounts, 60,000 a month, right? 100,000 a month. V10s are doing 300,000. V10 plus, millions. Personally, myself, I know people who are earning well over 400,000 a month through staking. I happen to talk to on Zooms and through meetings with individuals that are earning $8 million a month through staking. You can dream and you can achieve it. Put the numbers in the chat, right? I see some V5s already, right? I see some V5s already. V1 is $2,000 in volume for V1. All right. I see V5s. People want to earn 10,000 a month at least. Okay, folks, my personal goal would be at least to be a V9 or a V10 6 months from now in terms of the income that is showing, right? This is my target. And even if I don't make it, I know the least I will fall to would be 40,000. You have to aim high, folks. If your aim is 10,000, then you have to put in all the work required, right? If you don't, even if you miss it, you can still do 7 or 8,000 a month, right? So, folks, this is just the last bit of motivation for our Motivation Mondays, but just wanted to share, and I hope you guys understand what we have in front of us. Now, when it comes to the withdrawals as well, same thing, commissions are in a separate wallet. You can claim. You have two options. There's always that 25% withdrawal fee. They will release the commissions much faster than the ROI. Okay, so it takes only 7 days. Every day you get paid for 7 days. Once you hit claim, everything leaves, falls in your wallet. A piece of it day one, a piece of it day two, a piece of it day three, and in 7 days you got everything. Okay, or then you have this option as well. Once again, you have leaders, for example, withdrawing 100,000 a month. For every leader who withdraws 100,000, 25,000 is going back in the system. Can you understand how much money stays in the system so you can withdraw your $10 a day, $50 a day, $20 a day, $100 a day? Even as affiliates are pulling out commissions, the fee is going back to you so you can earn more profits. That is the system that's preventing this token from dumping, which the other projects do not have. 50% goes back in the ecosystem, folks. And this is the end of the presentation, right? We've seen the breakdown. Every day you get paid. By 7 days, you're done. Now, fourth mechanism. Actually, this can be mechanism number 4 because this is for commissions. So, fourth mechanism. Mechanism number 5. Mechanism number 5 that prevents this from being a pump and dump. When you swap USDT to the JUP to stake, there is no fee. No one gets paid. Nothing. You keep all your money. $1,000 in stays $1,000. When you sell your tokens from you swap from JUP to USDT, there is a what we call a swapping fee of 5%. Once again, ecosystem development. This project is always about the ecosystem. Nothing about ownership, profit, company, profit, none of that. It's ecosystem community, ecosystem team, ecosystem community. This is for you and I to benefit in this opportunity. So that brings us to the end of the presentation. I just want to say thank you guys for your time. I'm going to stop the recording here. And if there are any questions, I would like to take them. But before we do, I would like to introduce